High above the earth, in a fluffy winter cloud, a tiny snowflake was born. She was delicate and clear, but incredibly beautiful, with 6 perfect little arms that sparkled in the sunlight. All around her, other snowflakes twirled joyfully, excited to be carried down into the great big world by the wind. But this little snowflake, whom the older ones called Lily, was afraid to fall. She peered down through the cottony cloud into the unknown and felt a chill that wasn't just from the cold, but from fear. What if I melt? What if I land on a rock and disappear forever, y'all? She thought, while the others laughed and dreamed of their descent. Lily wished she could stay in the cloud forever, where everything was soft and safe. But the wind was growing stronger, and it seemed like even the sky was preparing for something big. The wind arrived suddenly, like a kind but restless guest. It danced through the clouds, spinning the snowflakes already eager for adventure, and whispered to those still unsure. "Come on, little one. It's time to see the world," it said, gently scooping up the tiny snowflakes in its chilly hands. Lily hid deeper inside the cloud, hoping the wind wouldn't notice her. She watched as her friends twirled and laughed, sparkling in the sunlight as they floated away. They looked so happy. But Lily just clung tighter to her 6 little arms, trembling with fear of the unknown. Yet the wind didn't leave anyone behind. It drifted closer and whispered softly, "You can't hide forever, Lily. Every snowflake has a place on Earth, and if you don't fly, you'll never know where yours is." Lily stayed quiet, but something stirred inside her. Maybe fear, maybe curiosity. And when the wind gently lifted her into the sky, she felt, for the first time, the lightness of flight. At first, Lily was scared. The wind lifted her so high that there was nothing around but endless blue sky and a flurry of other snowflakes. But then, fear turned into wonder. All around her, hundreds of sparkling crystals floated, like tiny stars dancing in the sky. The wind spun them, twirled them, let them fall and rise again. Lily felt something new. Flying didn't feel like falling anymore. It felt like freedom. She wasn't dancing for anyone, just because it was beautiful to be alive in this moment. The sun played on her icy edges, coloring her silver and blue, and below, the world slowly came into view. Forests, rooftops, snowy roads glimmering like ribbons. Still, a bit of worry tugged at her. What will happen when I touch the ground, she wondered. The wind answered with a gentle breeze. Don't be afraid. It's not the end. It's the beginning of someone else's miracle. Suddenly, the sky darkened. The soft glow disappeared, and the gentle wind turned into a full-blown storm. Lily was caught in a swirling gust, unable to tell where the sky ended or the ground began. Other snowflakes spun nearby, but quickly scattered like sparks in the night. The storm howled like someone angry at the world. Why now? I just learned how to fly, Lily thought, frightened. The wind that once felt like a friend now seemed wild and rough. But even in the chaos, Lily didn't give in to fear. She remembered the wind's words. Every snowflake has its place. So she stretched out her tiny crystal arms and let the wind carry her without fighting. She realized, sometimes you just have to trust, even when you can't see where you're going. And just like that, the storm began to fade. The roar turned to a soft hum, and through the clouds the moonlight peeked out, gently touching her edges. Lily smiled. She had survived, and now she knew real courage isn't having no fear. It's flying forward even when you're scared. When the storm finally passed, the air grew clear and calm, and the world below looked like a fairy tale. Lily drifted slowly down, watching trees, rooftops, and fields turn into a winter wonderland. As the cold air thickened and the ground came closer, her heart beat faster. At last, she landed on a thin branch of an old pine tree at the edge of the park. At first, Lily feared she might melt, but the tree welcomed her gently, like a mother holding a child. Around her, other snowflakes were already resting on the branches, glittering like precious jewels. "So this is Earth," Lily whispered, enchanted by the beauty around her. Then she heard a quiet voice below. A little girl in a red coat stood beneath the tree, arms raised toward the sky. "Please let it keep snowing. It's so beautiful," she whispered, and Lily felt a new wish blooming in her heart, to give this girl joy. Lily sat on the branch, listening to the child's voice echo softly through the quiet. Her tiny, icy heart filled with warmth. She realized this was the moment she had flown through the storm for. "I want to make her smile," Lily thought. Just then, the wind gently lifted her again, spinning her through the air in a graceful, swooping dance. The girl looked up, eyes wide with wonder, and giggled as she saw a single glowing snowflake sparkle like a tiny star under the lamplight. She reached out her hand, and Lily softly landed on her palm. "You're so beautiful," the girl whispered. Lily had no voice, but she replied with a warm shimmer of light. She didn't care if she melted. She had fulfilled her purpose, because in the girl's eyes Lily saw true magic, gentle, fleeting, but full of happiness. And as the girl ran home laughing, Lily felt herself melting not into emptiness, but into the light all around. As the warmth of the girl's hand touched her icy body, Lily began to melt. Not from sadness, but from peace. She felt her shape vanish, becoming a tiny droplet glowing in the lamp's golden glow. But with that, she felt something else, freedom, a flight without edges. She was no longer afraid to fall, because she now understood. Falling is just another path back to the sky. The droplet rose with a warm breeze, blended into the air, then the clouds, and became part of the great circle of life again. She knew she would return to Earth someday, maybe as rain, maybe as morning frost, or maybe again as a snowflake, ready to warm someone's heart. And far below, the girl in the red coat looked up and smiled at the sky, never knowing that the tiny miracle in her hand had become part of the light itself. Because Lily had learned the most important truth: even the smallest snowflake can leave behind a warm trace if it flies not with fear, but with love. Thank you for spending this time with me. If you enjoyed the story, give it a like and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next one.